Throughout the history of art, painters have shown us some of the most disturbing images imaginable. We've seen paintings of brutal wars, massacres, torture, death, and pure madness. But even among all those dark and horrifying artworks, there is one painting that stands alone. One painting so grotesque, so disturbing, that it makes most people feel physically uncomfortable the moment they see it. Many viewers can't even look at it for more than a few seconds without turning away. This painting is so terrifying that some people feel genuinely haunted after seeing it. And today, we're going to talk about that painting, Francisco Goya's Saturn Devouring His Son. What makes this painting even more shocking is that Goya didn't paint it for the public. He painted it on the wall of his own house, where he had to live with it every single day. So the real question is, what was going through Goya's mind when he created this nightmare? That's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. Let's take a closer look at what we're actually seeing in this horrifying painting. In the middle of complete darkness stands a giant, monstrous figure with pale, ghostly skin and wild, bulging eyes filled with madness. This terrifying creature is Saturn, the Titan god, and he is completely naked. His body is tense and muscular as he violently devours his own son. The victim is also completely naked, his limp body being torn apart. One of Saturn's massive hands is gripping the torso so tightly that his fingers are digging deep into the flesh. His mouth is wide open, savagely biting into the body. The child's head and one arm have already been devoured. Blood is dripping down from the body onto Saturn's hands and chest. The way Saturn stares directly at the viewer with those insane, desperate eyes while eating his own child makes the scene even more disturbing. There is no background, no light, no hope, just pure darkness surrounding this nightmarish act. This is the image Goya chose to live with on the walls of his own house. Who was the man who painted such a horrific image on his own wall? Goya was born in 1746 in a small village called Fuentetordos in Spain. He started his career as a highly successful artist and eventually became the official court painter to the Spanish royal family. He was also considered one of the most important Spanish artists of the late 18th and early 19th century. But his life took a tragic turn in his mid-40s when a mysterious illness left him completely deaf. This event changed him forever. As time passed, Goya became increasingly bitter and disillusioned with society and politics. He lost faith in humanity. This was also the time of the Romantic era in art, a period that focused on emotion, darkness, and the power of the human mind. Goya took this movement to its extreme. Before the black paintings, he had already created powerful works like the 3rd of May, 1808, and the disasters of war between 1810 to 1820, showing the brutality of war and human suffering. In 1819, he bought a house outside Madrid called Quinta del Sordo, and it was here, between 1820 and 1823, living in complete isolation, that he painted 14 horrifying murals directly on the walls of his own home. Among them was the most terrifying painting of all, Saturn Devouring His Son. So, what does this horrifying painting actually mean? On the surface, it shows the ancient Greek myth of Saturn, the Titan god who was consumed by fear. A prophecy said that one of his children would overthrow him, so he did the unthinkable. He devoured each of his children the moment they were born. But Goya was never interested in simply retelling myths. Many art historians believe Goya used this myth as a brutal metaphor for the violent political reality of his time. Spain was drowning in chaos, kings were being overthrown, revolutions were failing, and innocent people were being slaughtered by those in power. Just like Saturn, those in power were destroying their own people out of pure paranoia and hunger for control. But here's what makes this painting truly terrifying. Many experts believe this painting was also deeply personal to Goya. He was an old, sick, deaf man who had witnessed war, violence, and the worst side of humanity. Some say that when Goya looked at Saturn, he didn't just see a god, he saw a reflection of himself, a man who had lost everything, a man who felt like he was consuming his own sanity, his own hope, and his own soul. What makes it even more disturbing is the fact that Goya didn't paint this for the public. He didn't paint it to be seen, he painted it directly on the wall of his own dining room so that every single day while he ate his meals, this monstrous image was staring back at him. So what was Goya really trying to say through this nightmare? Was he warning us about the brutal nature of power? Was he showing us the destructive power of fear? Or was he simply screaming into the void, showing us the monster that lives inside every human being? And that's exactly why this painting still haunts us after 200 years, because it doesn't just show us a monster, it shows us the monster that lives inside all of us. This is not a mythological scene, this is pure psychological horror. Saturn isn't some distant god, he is humanity at its absolute worst, consumed by fear, consumed by power, consumed by madness. Look at his eyes, those wild bulging eyes. There is no regret, no mercy, only pure animalistic hunger as he tears into his own child's flesh. This painting doesn't comfort us, it doesn't give us hope, it forces us to stare directly at the worst version of ourselves, and once you've seen it, you can never unsee it. This painting doesn't just disturb us, it breaks something inside us, because deep down, we all know, the real monster was never outside, the real monster was always inside. Even in our modern world, this painting still hits us so hard, because we still see the same cycle: power, fear, betrayal, and violence. The same darkness Goya witnessed 2 centuries ago is still very much alive today. This is why Saturn devouring his son is not just another painting. It is a warning, it is a confession, it is a scream from the darkness that still echoes in our minds. So in the end, Francisco Goya left us one of the most powerful and disturbing images in the entire history of art. Saturn devouring his son is not just a painting, it is a warning from the past that still speaks to us today. It tells us about the destructive nature of power, the danger of fear, and the darkness that exists within every human being. Goya painted his deepest fears and nightmares on his walls, and through this single painting, he managed to show us truths that are still relevant more than 2 centuries later. So the next time you stand in front of this painting, don't just see a monster eating his son, look deeper, because what Goya was really showing us was ourselves. This painting stands as a powerful reminder that the scariest monsters are not the ones hiding in the dark, but the ones that live inside us. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.